The Loose Women studio in London was a lively cauldron of daytime TV banter, its colorful set and rowdy audience pulsing with energy as the cheeky-themed music faded, ushering in a high-profile segment on a drizzly October 2025 morning. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, stepped onto the stage with a cautious smile, her elegant blazer and poised demeanor drawing a mix of cheers and intrigued murmurs from the crowd, there to promote her Netflix series With Love, Meghan's second season and her As Ever brand's expansion, a visit timed amid ongoing royal family speculation following Harry's Well Child Awards speech. The air crackled with the potential for spirited debate, given Denise Welch's reputation for passionate, unfiltered opinions as a staunch defender of Harry and Meghan, as seen in her 2024 Loose Women rants where she fiercely backed the couple against royal critics, and Meghan's history of navigating media scrutiny with grace, as in her 2021 Oprah interview. Denise, seated at the panel table with Janet Street Porter, Nadia Sawalha, and host Charlene White, kicked things off with her trademark fire. "Meghan, love, you're a force here, your show's blooming, but spill, has the family feud cooled, or is it still boiling like a bad soap?" The audience chuckled, and Meghan's smile held, her voice steady. "Denise, I'm focused on empowerment and Family Spare was about truth, not division." The crowd applauded, but Denise leaned forward, her eyes blazing. "Truth?" "Meghan, Spare laid it bare William's attack, Charles's coldness. Don't you regret going public?" The question echoed unverified 2025 YouTube claims of a clash, and Meghan's eyes narrowed slightly. "Regret, Denise? I regret the silence more, and unlike the press that twists it into drama," she replied, her British accent firm. The audience murmured, catching the edge, and Denise's grin sharpened. "Drama, Meghan? Some say you and Harry profit off IT Netflix books. Isn't that hypocritical?" The studio buzzed, and Janet tried to pivot. "Meghan, well, child's amazing, tell us about the kids." But Meghan held her ground. "No, Janet, let's address why Denise is framing my truth as exploitation." The crowd roared, split between those who loved Meghan's poise and those who enjoyed Denise's boldness. Denise, undeterred, raised an eyebrow. "Exploitation? Meghan, I'm Team You and Harry always have been, but Spare named names. Don't you see the hurt?" Meghan's jaw tightened, her voice rising. "Hurt? I lived the hurt. Denise, not like tabloids that sell it for profit." The audience cheered, some clapping for Meghan's passion, others murmuring at Denise's persistence. The producers, watching from the control room, exchanged nervous glances. This was veering off the chatty script, mirroring debunked YouTube tales of Meghan walking off after Denise's defense turned confrontational. Denise pressed on. "Profit? Meghan, your Oprah chat and book deals, some call it cashing in on the crown." Meghan's face flushed, her tone sharp. "Cashing in? It's about breaking free. Denise, you're twisting my story into betrayal." The stage was a powder keg, the crowd fueling the fire, as cameras zoomed in on Meghan's steely gaze and Denise's raised eyebrow, setting the scene for a heated argument that would shock fans, though no verified 2025 incident occurred, with real 2024 Loose Women episodes focusing on Denise defending Meghan without Meghan present. As Loose Women returned from a commercial break, the studio was a pressure cooker, the audience buzzing with excitement after the fiery opening exchange between Meghan Markle and Denise Welch. The set's cheeky vibe felt almost ironic against the simmering tension, as Charlene tried to reset with her hosting poise. "Welcome back, ladies and gents. Harry and Meghan's story is endless. Meghan, your brand's thriving. Tell us about As Ever." But Meghan, seated with her arms crossed, wasn't in the mood for pleasantries, her eyes fixed on Denise. "Thriving? Denise, you've got more to say about Spare. Let's hear it," she said, her voice dripping with challenge. The crowd gasped, and Denise leaned forward, her smile strained but passionate. "Meghan, I'm your biggest fan. Spare was brave, but don't you worry, it's reopened old wounds with William." The question doubled down on her earlier probe, and Meghan's jaw tightened. "Wounds, Denise? I wrote to close aim and not like the media that picks at scabs for views," she fired back, her accent slicing through the applause. The audience erupted, some cheering Meghan's resolve, others murmuring at her jab. Denise, undeterred, raised an eyebrow. Media, Meghan, you and Harry keep the story alive via Oprah, Netflix. Don't you see the cycle? The jab was pointed, and Meghan's voice rose. Cycle? I broke it by speaking truth. Denise not feeding it like your questions. The crowd roared, and Nadia tried to intervene. Meghan, you're helping sick kids is incredibly let's talk Welch child. But Meghan waved her off. No, Nadia, I'm tired of Denise painting me as the rift maker for her panel. The accusation landed like a punch, and Denise's grin faltered, her tone sharpening. Rift maker? Meghan, I defended you on this show for years, so don't get defensive now. The audience was in a frenzy, some chanting Meghan, while others clapped for Denise's loyalty. Meghan leaned forward, her voice booming. Defensive? You're implying I profited from pain, Denise, like I'm some opportunist. The crowd gasped, and Denise's face reddened, her voice trembling with frustration. Opportunist? Meghan, I'm Team Sussex, but you're acting like I'm attacking your whole mission. Meghan's eyes narrowed, her tone icy. You are attacking me, Denise, turning my healing into a scandal. I thought this was loose women, not a trial. The studio was chaos, the audience on its feet, as the producers signaled frantically for the band to play. The music started, but it couldn't drown out the drama. Denise, her hands gesturing, fired back. Trial? Meghan, you're making this personal, acting like I'm the enemy. This is real talk. Meghan stood, her hands on her hips. Real talk? You're using me for drama, Denise, and I'm not here for it. The crowd roared, and Denise stood too, her voice booming. Drama? Meghan, you chose the spotlight. Don't cry foul when I ask real questions. The audience gasped, and the cameras stayed locked on the two, capturing every moment of the escalating feud. Meghan's face contorted with fury. Real questions? You're throwing shade to look clever, Denise. I'm done. The producers, now in full panic, signaled for security, but the stage was a powder keg, and the fuse was burning fast. Despite no verified 2025 clash occurring, with real 2024 Loose Women episodes focusing on Denise defending Meghan without Meghan present, the Loose Women studio was a battlefield, the air thick with the heat of the escalating clash between Meghan Markle and Denise Welch, the audience on the edge of their seats as the verbal duo reached a fever pitch. Meghan, now standing, loomed over the set, her blazer unbuttoned as she pointed at Denise. You think you're my ally, Denise, but you're turning my story into your panel's spectacle. I'm not your royal soap opera. The crowd roared, split between those who admired Meghan's fire and those who lived for Denise's passionate defense. Denise, standing to match her, her voice sharp. Soap opera? Meghan, you're serving up this victim narrative. You don't act shocked when I push back. The jab was brutal, echoing unverified 2025 YouTube claims of Denise questioning Meghan's motives, and Meghan's voice boomed. Push back? You're accusing me of exploiting my family, Denise, when I'm just healing. The audience gasped, and the band tried to play a light riff, but the noise was drowned out by the crowd's cheers. Denise, her eyes glinting, fired back. Healing? Meghan, spare named name Meza, don't blame me for calling it out. The crowd gasped, and Meghan's face reddened, her voice trembling with fury. Calling it out? I've built Invictus to help others, Denise, and I'm still standing. The insult was a direct hit, and Denise's smile vanished, her tone icy. Standing? You chose the public stage. Meghan, don't cry foul when I do my job. The studio was chaos, the audience on its feet, as Janet tried to regain control. Meghan, your well-child work is nobly. Let's focus there. Meghan, her fists clenched, snapped. Noble? Denise is twisting my mission into clickbait, Janet, and I'm sick of it. The crowd roared, some chanting Meghan, while others shouted Denise. As the tension skyrocketed, Denise, her hands on her hips, shot back. Clickbait. You gave us the script with your tell-alls. Meghan, don't get mad when I read it. Meghan's voice rose to a shout. Read it? You're attacking my integrity, Denise, like I'm some fame chaser. The audience gasped, and Denise's eyes narrowed, her voice booming. Fame chaser? I'm holding you accountable. Meghan is something your fans let you dodge. The jab was a low blow, And Meghan took a step closer, her voice a low growl. "Accountable? You're just chasing views, Denise, and I'm not your prop." The crowd was in a frenzy, sensing the climax, as Denise fired back. "Prop? This is Loose Women, Meghan. If you can't handle the heat, there's the door." Meghan's eyes flashed with fury, her voice a shout. "Heat? You went too far, Denise." She slammed her hand on the table, the sound echoing through the studio, and turned toward the wings, her heels clicking against the floor. The audience roared, some cheering her exit, others booing Denise's audacity. As security moved in, unsure whether to follow, the cameras stayed locked on Meghan, capturing the moment that would dominate headlines. Though no verified 2025 appearance by Meghan involved such a clash, with real 2024 Loose Women episodes focusing on Denise defending Meghan without Meghan present. The producers, in full panic mode, signaled for the band to play, but the music couldn't drown out the chaos. As Meghan paused at the edge, turning back with a steely gaze, "I'm here for the truth, not your drama." As Meghan Markle's silhouette vanished into the wings of the Loose Women studio, the set descended into pandemonium, the audience's cheers and boos merging into a deafening roar that echoed through the vibrant London space. Denise Welch stood behind the panel table, her face a mix of shock and defiance, as the band played a frantic riff to cover the awkward silence. "Well, ladies, that's what happens when you get real on Loose Women," she quipped, trying to regain control, but her voice betrayed a hint of unease. The crowd laughed, but the tension lingered, some chanting Meghan in solidarity, others applauding